Hi, this is Michelle, Guide for Collective Consciousness. I wanted to record a video about meditation. This is actually one of my most favorite subjects. It's not that I talk about it a lot, but I do it every day. I created a meditation practice close to 15 years ago, and I have actually put a lot of effort into making sure that I have that available slot of time every day because I love my meditation. And initially, when I first started meditating, it was a struggle. I couldn't figure out how to quiet the mind. I couldn't get comfortable in a sitting position. Um, it's like I was being pulled by life's distractions, and I just wasn't enjoying myself. And I even was like, yeah, how can I really get any benefit if I sort of dread even having to do this? That was the perspective that I had on it. And then I ended up going to a couple of guided meditations or group meditations. And during those meditations, I noticed something was occurring within me that was different, or perhaps that I hadn't noticed when I was by myself. And what I'm talking about is when I was in these group meditations, they might have been guided or they might have been silent. But what I noticed was that I would have something like a visual that would come up in my mind. And I'm not talking about the guided meditation imagery that you're perhaps envisioning. What I'm talking about is things like strobing lights, pulsating lights in my mind's eye, or even like a white light. And other times I would get other experiences, like suddenly I would have a fragrance, like a bouquet of flowers would come up, in even though there were no flowers around me. And other times I would see images in my mind's eye, almost like just moving things. And I realized that with my mental awareness of this thing in my mind's eye, I could somehow affect it and just kind of engage with it while I was just engaging and focusing on one thing, which is right here, and kind of leaving everything else behind for a time. So when those observations came up when I was early on in my journey learning how to meditate, thankfully, I paid close attention to those, and I started creating and seeking those experiences when I would do meditation by myself. So it's like I would close my eyes and I would look for something like that in my mind's eye. I would look for pulsating colors, or for a white light, or for some sort of movement or something. And I would, in some ways, I would engage it for the simple act of it being like a switch that caused me to go within, and it caused me to be able to turn my exterior senses off and turn on my interior senses. I didn't realize at the time that that's what was going to result, but it did. And so this idea of turning on the interior senses, pay attention to anything that you can that's within. It might be sometimes when I meditate now, and I want to kind of get that relaxed sensation quickly, I'll close my eyes and put my awareness into my heart center. And I've had people ask me, what does that mean, into your heart center? Well, if you're having trouble with understanding what that means, put your awareness onto your heartbeat. Can you feel that heartbeat? Are you able to put your mind there and keep it there? That's a trick to going within. And another thing, and this was a visual that my guides gave me about 2 years ago, and that was to visualize a figure 8. This has been a tool that I have used. Well, now I use it on a daily basis many times. Anytime that I want to center myself, or that I want to go into a relaxed state, or if I'm going to even give like a presentation and I want to calm myself or just connect with my guides, that's my signal for all of the above. So the visual that they gave me was this figure eight. And what I do is I trace it in my mind's eye. It's like I trace it doing this. I see it going back and forth. And even when I'm going to sleep at night, I go to sleep visualizing that often, especially if I'm having difficulty in falling asleep. I'll spend a couple minutes visualizing that figure eight, and it really helps me. So that's another way that you can go within to tune up your interior senses and turn down your exterior. I don't know if we even can turn down the outside noise or the thoughts. We really don't have to. This is the thing that I ended up learning over time and having what ended up becoming a daily meditation practice, is that I didn't have to quiet the mind. All I had to do was put my awareness from the outside, which is very attention getting. It's very attention getting, right? The outside is noisy. There's lawnmowers, there's dogs, there's people, there's social media, there's everything that's bright and colorful and loud. Okay, those things are very attention getting. But the interior, the little quiet intuitions, or the subtle look here, look there, or the quiet stillness that resides within, okay, or even the love that emanates within, okay, all of those qualities you want to cultivate this ability to go inside, so that you can quiet. It's not that you're even quieting the mind. You're just learning to go within and not pay attention to what's happening in the mind or your surroundings. You're learning to pay attention to what's happening inside. Learning to cultivate that inner stillness is what I ended up learning to do when many years ago I started having success, what I called success with receiving messages from my guides. And I'm sorry, I said that wrong, with meditation. So like I said earlier, I've been meditating for a long time. And I feel like it's because of my meditation practice that I have opened and blossomed the way I have. It's because I know how to still the mind, or at least go within. And it's such a beautiful experience for me. Every time I go into meditation, especially if I'm clear, like my sinuses are clear, if I'm congested for some reason that causes me to not be able to go as deep into my meditations, I will actually massage my sinuses on the outside. Maybe I'll do a video sharing my technique on that. I will massage my sinuses at least for 3 or 4 times a week or more, so that I can keep my sinuses clear, so that I can achieve that deep meditative state that I really enjoy experiencing. When I go into meditation, my heart chakra opens wide open, and I sometimes feel as if it's opening petal by petal, like a lotus, or sometimes I feel it all at once. However it is that happens, it's an experience that I want to have every day of the week. And it rejuvenates me. When I come out of meditation, I feel refreshed. I feel as if my internal battery has been charged, and I then have the zest to continue the rest of my day. And I know that there are all kinds of benefits now. There are many studies with scientific benefits that are being now acknowledged from having a meditation practice. Well, I hope sharing those tips helped you. Again, this is Michelle Zena, and I am the scribe for collective consciousness. Have a great day.